Hey, welcome to another episode of beersandbars.com beer review. It's March 17th, 2012, which means, you guessed it, because I'm wearing green, and it's not because I haven't done laundry in a while. It's St. Patrick's Day. So, in honor of St. Patrick's Day, I've already done a review of Guinness Black Lager. And now I'm going to move on to Killian's Irish Red. Now, Killian's Irish Red is brewed by Coors Company. Has an ABV of 4.9. This is amber ale. So let's go ahead and take a look. See what it has to offer us today. I was thinking about my kids, and when I do have grandkids, and I was thinking to myself, well, what a better thing to leave my grandkids if I don't happen to make it, which I hope I do. But if I don't, at least maybe a YouTube video of Grandpa could put them to sleep. Or if not, keep them up for hours at a time. Oh no, Grandpa's talking about beer again. I'm not a grandpa yet. Let's wait about a decade. Alright, so let's go ahead and pour this sucker. As you can see, I already have some lacing from the other beers I've drank. Here's what I always like to drink: a little beers before I do my beer review. I mean, I think it only makes sense, right? I mean, why would you want to do a dry run? Then my personality won't come out. And of course, you guys tune in for my personality. So let's go ahead and pour this sucker before we all fall asleep. Killian's Irish Red on St. Patrick's Day, March 2012. Alright. Well, as you can see, well, I wouldn't call it so much red, more like copper, but it does have a decent head to it. Pretty impressive. So I'm going to let it dissipate a bit. And here's why I want to let it dissipate. Because the other beer I poured, this one, that I drank right before I drank this one, which is usually how it works. When you're trying to get through, if you drink it through the head, to me it had that metal, even though it's in a bottle. I don't know, it had like a bad aftertaste to it. Now the aroma, so I was thinking about it. Obviously it says it's, has some toasted malts to it. But after drinking quite a few beers, and I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about in general. I've drank a lot of beers. And you know how your smell kind of triggers? Like if you pass by a bush that reminds you of something, like a certain type of flower reminds me of vacation with my dad back when we were young, when we used to go to Yuma, Arizona. So, and those are pleasant thoughts. This reminded me of a hangover from drinking Budweiser. It's not like a good description, is it? It's not like a good recommendation for Killian's Irish Red. But I mean, that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of, when you drink too much Budweiser, you drink too much Miller. That's what it reminded me of. I'm sorry. I wish it was something different. Let's go ahead and taste this sucker. Nothing really stood out. It was, quite frankly, it was bland. Now, obviously, since it's brewed by Coors, they probably switched it up a bit. I'm sure that if I had the chance to taste the original Killian's, I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe this is the way they brewed it, since it says here, established 1864, that the guy didn't like the beers that were out there, so he made beer for his friends. But I would be really, really surprised if Coors didn't change something about it. Because I'm talking about the beer now. Obviously, if I was around in 1864, maybe it would have been different. And, it would have been. But this one has a really bland taste. And maybe it's my personal preference. I don't really haven't enjoyed the amber ales that I've tasted. If I'm going to drink a ale, I prefer more of a pale ale. Ales, to me, always have that taste. They're really thick. Well, they taste thick. Obviously, they're not thick, but they taste thick. It seems to me like I'm drinking like a malt or a shake, that type of thick. And I don't enjoy it. But one thing that I did when I was making that notation, or I was making that observation, one thing I did say, if you go back to my welcome message back about 2 years ago, I did say this would be a beer journey. And when I went into the beer journey, I went in not knowing what I'd like, not knowing anything, really. And I could honestly say that the one thing that came out of it is that I do not like amber ales for some reason. Now, obviously, there might be an amber ale that comes up that I enjoy, but at this point, I haven't liked any of the amber ales. So my final thoughts for George Killian's Irish Red. Personally, I did not like it very much. But that's me. That's my personal preference. I hope this doesn't stop you from trying it. If you haven't tried it before, you want to try it, you may say something, comment. You might say, hey, you're crazy, and I like this, and I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you don't know anything about beers. Let me know. But for me personally, I didn't like it. But I hope this doesn't discourage you, because what this is, like I said, it's a beer journey. And if you haven't tried it, you might love it. This might be your favorite beer. So give it a chance, but as far as what I'm saying, I did not enjoy it. So please make sure to check out my website at beersandbars.com. Also check us out on Twitter at BEERSNBARS. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll follow you back if I can. I also check me out on Tumblr, same name, Beers and Bars. Even Google me, Beers and Bars. You find a lot of stuff, a lot of funny pictures, just information in general. But it's St. Patrick's Day. Hope you guys have fun. Hope this gives you some ideas for next St. Patrick's Day. I know I'm looking out to see what else is out there, because I did a review on Guinness Black Lager and Killian's Irish Red. And so we look forward and move on to the next beer. And if you haven't done so already, have a great beer. Thank you for listening. Thank you for putting up with me. I hope you had fun as much as I did. I'm going to keep having fun. See ya. Bye.